According to the Gospel accounts, Jesus offered life after death, a claim many find hard to believe.
I think probably the reason people struggle with resurrection language in the New Testament, resurrection of Jesus in particular, is because they don't see that kind of a world.
I mean, I haven't seen it happen myself, and I'm sure you haven't either.
They've been to a lot of funerals, but they've never seen anybody sit up in the casket.
There is such a naturalistic body of knowledge in our time, in this day, that we don't seem to be, myself included, we don't seem to be as open to supernatural.
Not everyone who hears Jesus' claims automatically embrace them. In fact, some people have terrific doubts about the types of things that Jesus is claiming, especially when they become as grand as, I'm going to sit at the right hand of the Father, or I and the Father are one, or if you see God, you see me. These are not normal claims.
Located less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, on the east slope of the Mount of Olives, the Arab-Palestinian community of Bethany draws visitors from all over the world for a reason. Here, the Bible says Jesus raised a man named Lazarus from the dead. Today, the tomb of Lazarus lies well below ground level. The original entrance is sealed. According to a long-standing local tradition, this is the grave of Lazarus. He had been dead for 4 days. And nobody but Jesus believed that he would ever walk out of this tomb. According to the Gospel of John, Lazarus came back from the dead.
Jesus cried with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth." And he who had died came out, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Loose him and let him go." The Gospel of John, chapter 11.
Now, realistically, what do we say to those who say, I'm not one of these who are going to visit this tomb? Because I don't have enough faith to believe that anybody can live again after dying, whether we're talking about Lazarus or Jesus or anybody else. Shortly after the reported raising of Lazarus from the dead in Bethany, Jesus made a prediction of his own resurrection. The prediction occurred during his trial before Jewish religious leaders, just a few hours before his crucifixion.
And the prediction was, when that tomb goes empty, I've given you my address. My address is the right hand of the Father, and I share the glory and presence with God. And that means you're accountable not only to the Father, you're also accountable to the Son. Think about that.